Greetings, this is the Timeshare Traveler. Today is episode 296. Wow, I can't believe we're getting close to 300. Upscale your family vacations with timeshares. This is a little bit of a history from my perspective of what I've done about timeshares are way above hotel vacations. And really, for me, I got tired of the hotel vacations. I got tired of how much they were costing as my family grew. Um, and so I opted for timeshares, which was for me more luxury at hotel prices and below. So I ended up paying ultimately less and getting a lot more. Um, and then I want to talk about even further, how do you upgrade once you own the timeshare within the timeshare system so you can even step up the luxury or at least size if that's that would be luxury as well. And then the most important part that I find is making the commitment to great vacations, and that requires some discipline, and I'll talk about that. This is a topic that I think is very important for particularly people considering a timeshare. Anyway, let me jump right into it, and at the end I'll tell you a little bit about my channel. Those of you who followed me know that I got tired of hotel vacations. It just, try fitting everyone in a single room. I mean, you can. Stepping over luggage as there's not enough closets, everyone sharing one bathroom, sleeping in one room, and nobody wakes up at the same time, but you all wake up at the same time. So you're supposedly on vacation, but you end up with sleep deprivation. And then there's the cost of the meals because in a hotel there's nothing to cook with. I mean, there's a microwave and a few things so you can get by with that stuff. There's never enough coffee, so you end up with not enough coffee. Even with a free breakfast, the cost of meals can be more than $100 per person per day, and that's probably conservative. So it actually can be quite a bit higher. And again, I haven't done it in so long. I'm probably way off. Can't have that many snacks or things like that because you usually if you have a refrigerator, you have a small one often. And usually the microwave is also small, so there's not really much sort of in terms of snacks. So you end up just spending money everywhere at convenience locations because it's hard to plan, no room to store. You can do better, but it's really more difficult. And then you run into the problem, well, now I'm going to have to get two bedrooms if you have old teenagers or whatever. Now you're paying for two rooms. And so that's can be even make it much worse than having, now you're paying twice what you would be paying. So anyway, I just got tired of that. And I will stay in a hotel now, but I stay in the hotels that have kitchens, or I will stay in periodically a luxury hotel, a Waldorf Astoria, more as a getaway, and I'm just going to do it for a very short period, and it's usually because I got a free stay from my credit cards or something like that. But otherwise, I typically just tired of hotels. Again, this is a little bit of my story. I opted for more luxuries at hotels and below. The first thing I realized is I figured out that I did a couple of trial, vacations with timeshares, and I wasn't, I'm like, it sounds like a lot of money. I don't know if I want to do this. But then I sort of got my spreadsheet out and said, okay, I wish, if I see how much it's going to cost me after I pay off the timeshare, then it's a lot cheaper. It's like half to a quarter to a half the price of a hotel cost, and with a lot more space. That bottom line was really good for me. I didn't do any loans for my timeshare, but I figured out that it was about 7 years because I calculated the savings on a week versus, added in my maintenance fees plus compared that to the price of booking it, renting it on TripAdvisor or something like that, or hotels.com, and what my cost would actually be. And it turned out that it was about 7 years, and I tracked it all the way through for the first timeshare purchase that I did. And in fact, so that was what I found. In 7 years, I was good. The other thing is, it's probably as obvious to those who own timeshares, but if you don't, it's higher quality. The rooms are larger. You can have a 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom. I find better pools, and they always have a hot tub. The living room and balcony expands much greater. Most hotels don't have that. And then lastly, excuse me, full kitchens.
I save hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars on a vacation because I don't have to buy the food at the restaurants. And again, saving money for food can allow you to buy excursions or have a longer vacation, in my case, which is what I do. Anyway, that was what I did as far as that was the motivation. It's like, why not have a much better vacation and or longer vacation? But I didn't just stop within just moving from a hotel to a timeshare. I was like, well, now that I got the timeshare, how do I either save money or upgrade within the timeshare systems to even step it up even more? First of all, if you have status like I do with Hilton Grand Vacations or even Marriott or now WorldMark lets you book in the short-term window and actually get a lower price. In the case of Hilton, I actually get in the queue to get free upgrades just because of my status. So that costs me nothing. Sometimes I get it, probably about 50% of the time I get it. I'm typically off peak, so maybe that's part of why I get it more often than some people might get it. The other thing is finding sales and upgrading to bigger, better units. So in other words, if you find a place that's on sale, then you use the points you would have used and you just get a bigger room or more luxury or higher floor or whatever you want to do, get one of the upgrades. So that's a way to upgrade without really spending more. Again, I've booked a larger unit for the same or less than a regular price, smaller unit. Or you can just save the points and extend more vacations. I've also used an exchange to book for less and an exchange to book for a bigger room than I could have used with my points. So for example, I use WorldMark credits to book Marriott, Hyatt, and Hilton timeshares. So the cost per room actually on the WorldMark credits is cheaper than the Hilton or Marriott or Hyatt points. And so therefore I basically book with a cheaper set of points and then get an upgraded room because typically the Hiltons and Marriotts and Hyatts are a more upscale location. So I can upgrade even within the timeshare systems using the exchanges. In fact, I have that coming up in about 3 weeks. I booked WorldMark to stay at Hyatt, and I'm looking forward to that. You can also use exchange to book for less. So in that way, I have done exchanges where I looked at the cost of maintenance fees plus the cost of using the exchange, and that turned out to be cheaper than actually booking it direct. And again, that's just, again, practice looking for bargains. It's just what you do at the grocery store. I put this last, but actually it's probably the most important thing. You kind of have to make the commitment to great vacations. First of all, if you own it, you have to use it. The maintenance fees keep coming, so it's a commitment to actually do it. And greater value comes with greater knowledge on how to use your timeshare. Some of the things I mentioned in the last slide about getting upgrades, using lower cost credits to get higher end rooms. Those are things that I do with ease these days. Or using cash only options to book high end resorts on off-peak periods. And again, you need to learn how to use the exchanges. And here's the thing, the more you know the system, the less points you need to own. So I know that the salespeople want to sell you more, but actually if you educate yourself to use all the different options that are available within the timeshare system, you actually need to own less, not more. And that will reduce your cost overall. Learning to plan. If you plan ahead, you get the best options and the things fill up. You know, that's even true somewhat with hotels, but more so with timeshares. Shop for bargains. You need to have the same mental set that you have at a grocery store or at Home Depot. You know, wait for the Memorial Day, 4th of July sales. That's when you get the better deals. And then buy a bundle, you know, buy a bunch of stuff. So buy when the bargains are happening. Anyway, hope you liked the video. Don't forget to give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll tell you a little bit about my channel right now. Hi, this is Cliff, and I'm the Timeshare Traveler. Welcome to my channel. The purpose of my channel is to educate those who love traveling in timeshares.
I've been an owner for 15 plus years at timeshare ownership. I have elite ownership with Marriott, Hilton, and Worldmark. I have published over 100 timeshare video reviews, and I've published over 95 timeshare tips. I can be found on Facebook at Timeshare Trav, at Twitter Timeshare Trav, and on the web at www.timesharetraveler.com.